All I'm gonna say, and correct me if I'm wrong, but did y'all hear Erika Kirk's speech, Charlie Kirk's wife? To me, it didn't sound like a wife grieving, but more sounded like she was delivering a message.
Have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism.
She mentioned in her statement, they. Who the hell is they?
So I want to talk about that ammo, how it hit him. Because they were trying to make it seem like it came from the roof. That kind of ammo going through a neck. It should have went through and came out the other side. And then upon exit, there should have been spray. There were people that were sitting behind him. Did they catch anybody with, blood on them? Did we see anybody around him with blood?
Okay, guys, so Jaguar Wright has finally weighed in on the whole Charlie Kirk shooting situation. And y'all, she's alleging that Charlie Kirk's wife, Erika Kirk, knew he was gonna be unalived because she was a secret intelligence planted in his life to keep him under control and help push an agenda. The moment he went rogue and began speaking against the wrong people, they pulled the plug and sacrificed him. But that's not all, because Jaguar is claiming the feds are intentionally misleading people on who the shooter was because the real shooter was in the same box with Kirk. And y'all, this is insane. For those who may not have clocked onto this tea, grab a seat and let me fill you in. So, investigations into the shooting of Charlie Kirk have had everyone side-eyeing the feds because of the inconsistencies in the information released to the public. Hours after the shooting, the FBI announced there was a person of interest and released what looked like a great picture of the suspected shooter. And according to them, this was the same guy who was recorded running down from the roof the exact moment Charlie was shot. Hours after the shooting, the alleged shooter Tyler Robinson was turned in by his father, and in a bid to make it look like they caught the real shooter, Utah Governor Spencer Cox revealed that they have in their possession screenshots of the alleged shooter, Tyler Robinson, admitting to the crime on the Discord app. However, it didn't take long before Discord put out a statement denying the allegations, saying nothing of sort happened on their app, which furthermore raised suspicion that something was not right with the way the authorities were handling the situation. Now, with so much information circulating, Candace Owen, who used to be Charlie's very close friend, broke her silence and decided it was time to clear the air on some of the misinformation circulating. Y'all, let's just say Candace pretty much confirmed people's suspicion that the feds were trying to hide something and that Charlie was unalived by a foreign intelligence. According to Candace, they have some level of support in the country, and she put the feds on blast for releasing what looked like gray pictures and ring cam videos of the alleged shooter. When Utah Valley University, where the shooting took place, has between 1,200 and 1,800 CCTV cameras, all upgraded to state-of-the-art tech in 2024.
A ton of cameras on this campus. There is a lot of footage that they could release to make the public feel better about this. I mean, tons of different angles. I don't know why we're getting grainy shots at all. There have been tons of people online going through the tech stack of UVU campus and saying like, hey, why are we getting grainy? Why don't you give us clearer images? In fact, you guys could show us an image here, 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 here. They're not doing that. They're just going with this like grainy image and saying that's it, and you can get this grainy image, but we can't tell you much more. Now, again, it's an open investigation.
Candace also called out some people who she claimed were trying to profit off the death of Charlie, and one of them was the Israeli prime minister, who painted a picture of Charlie as his close friend when in reality they were not. Candace challenged Netanyahu to publish the entire letter Charlie wrote to him.
First and foremost, that letter he is holding up, he is severely misrepresenting. Those sentences are real, but I am calling upon Bibi Netanyahu, the dear friend to Charlie Kirk, to publish the letter's entire contents. Like, don't start with just 2 sentences. Publish the entire thing. You're holding it. I'm saying you're severely misrepresenting the contents, that in May, Charlie was concerned about Israel and their influence on American politics and how they were pushing things that he felt were in conflict with his beliefs, free speech, here in America. Bibi's holding it up, like Charlie just in May said, hey, you know what? I just want to write a love letter to Israel. That's how it was presented. Would you guys agree?
Because according to Candace, Netanyahu was misrepresenting the context of the letter, as Charlie wrote the letter to him as a concern about Israel's influence on American politics. And the phone call Netanyahu claimed he had with him was Netanyahu's way of warning him not to change his stance on how he defends them.
Charlie, we've pushed back against the media on COVID, on lockdowns, on Ukraine, on the border, so like maybe we should also ask a question. Is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question, that maybe we shouldn't believe everything the media says, because I know I've been conditioned to ask a lot more critical questions over the last couple of years.
Now, even though Candace was careful with the words she used, her body language and choice of words kind of hinted that she's allegedly hinting that the Israeli intelligence might have something to do with Charlie's death, because his sponsors were threatening to pull out funds over his growing criticism of Israel, especially his opinion on the October 7th attack, where he alleged that he believes Bibi Netanyahu gave a stand-down order. And then Jaguar Wright jumped in right after Candace Owens dropped those heavy claims, and she did not hold back. According to Jaguar, the feds were trying to pin Charlie's death on Tyler Robinson, and she laid out her reasons.
Discord is a place for nefarious behavior. But you want to know what I do know? A lot of people, they delete a lot of stuff that's in their Discords. And not only that, stuff can be planted in to people's Discord. So, it's what, this look? I don't know if that's the look of regret. I don't know. You know what it looks like to me? I can't believe I'm here.
First, she said there's just no way Tyler could have been wandering around a school campus with a rifle without anyone noticing. A point this content creator agrees with, because even the smallest rifle isn't exactly easy to hide.
Oh, this giant thing that's wrapped in a towel? It's a pool cue, a guitar science project. It's a psychological operation to see if people really believe what the FBI say, but it's definitely not a rifle. Do they really think that we're that f***ing stupid? There's gonna be no videos of this guy walking around with this in a towel, or in a backpack that doesn't fit, or down his f***ing pant leg. This is my shortest rifle, okay? We're not f***ing stupid.
Secondly, Jaguar argued that a shot that powerful from that distance should have left a blood splatter.
I understand how trajectory works. I understand blood spatter. I understand all of that. Not an ounce of blood spatter. There were people sitting behind him. None of them had blood on them. Like when JFK got assassinated, it was all over everybody.
Which, according to the videos and pictures from the accident scene, wasn't there. So Jaguar is alleging that the real shooter had to be either right there in the crowd or sitting beside Charlie in the box. Now, this is where things get really terrifying. Jaguar is alleging that Charlie's wife, Erika, knew Charlie was going to be unalived, according to inside sources. Jaguar is alleging that Erika worked for a foreign intelligence and was planted into Charlie's life to keep him under control and help push the agenda they wanted. And the moment he started speaking against that the intelligence agency that paid and sponsored most of what he did, he got himself in serious trouble, and they pulled the plug on him. Now, while Jaguar Wright's takes sound controversial, she has a history of being right with her speculations. And yeah, a lot of people started side-eyeing Erika after the speech she gave after Charlie's passing, where she talked about how they got him. And yeah, fans were asking who they were because the speech didn't come off like she was mourning. And y'all, I'm not gonna lie, the speech was straight up cringe. Also, with the rumors of foreign intelligence involvement in the death of Charlie and Jaguar Wright, alleging Erika was planted his life by the same foreign intelligence fans, began taking a closer look at how Charlie and Erika met. And let me just say, it kind of looks suspicious. According to a video released by Erika after Charlie passed on, they met in Israel first, then at an interview, and let's just say things worked out between them and they got together.
Just know that nothing is by mistake. Nothing. I will never forget the time I was in Israel with my husband. Well, that was the second time, but the first time with my mother on a pilgrimage. And I was standing in the ticket line. And I remember looking behind me. And in the snake of the ticket line was a guy who looked very familiar. I had no idea who he was. And I told my mom, this guy looks so familiar. And as a typical mother, she said, go and say hi. No. We were late for our flight, and I'm not going to come off like a crazy person that's just weird. That ended up being Charlie.
Also, days after Charlie passed on news of different media sources revealed that he turned down a $150 million donation from a company linked to the Israeli Prime Minister, who was reported to be a major donor to his programs. So, y'all, all I have to say is the maths is mathing. Allegedly donate to his programs, plant a woman in his life to control and help push the agenda they want. When he starts going against them, they offer him more money. He refuses as they pull the plug on him. Now, I'm not saying this is true, but this is what is on everyone's lips, and y'all, it's nuts. Now, news of Jaguar Wright exposing Erika Kirk for sacrificing Charlie Kirk had fans talking, and they left comments saying Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk's wife, was a honeypot plant used to seduce and get close to Charlie. She says nothing is by coincidence and emphasizes it multiple times. Of course, it wasn't a coincidence because you was targeted him. My theory is Tyler was framed and lured into this bigger conspiracy unknowingly, but ultimately a pro shooter took the shot. So, do you think Erika Kirk was planted in Charlie Kirk's life, or do you think Jaguar got this all wrong? Let me know what you think in the comments, then check out this next video.